All right. Today, you're again honored and humbled by this huge blessing that God has given us, and this is a momentous occasion for us that we are here and we are learning from God's greatness and His absolute kindness and mercy and wonders of His creation, and so we can get to know our God better and constantly extol Him. And this, there is no end to His greatness, and we cannot even fathom it. And so, but we can recognize that how great God is, and we're just basically scratching the surface, so to speak. And so today, a couple of things I want to discuss with you in the first rakah and the second rakah, and I'm not going to talk about any mathematics. I'm going to put that online so we can do that tonight, inshallah. And so I have two important things that actually came about the past couple of days, and I want to discuss it with you. And through this, what we are going to do is we are going to understand who God is. And when God says something, He is telling us the truth. And so we have to believe Him, and we have to open up our eyes and our minds and stop the prejudice attitude that we have towards other people, towards other religions. Make sure that we understand it. And God says, they may be better than you. Okay, so we have to be very careful. Okay, so they may be better than us. So we are not guaranteed anything. We do not have a carte blanche to do anything we want to and get away with it, basically. Okay, we have to pay attention and make sure that we understand it, and thank God for giving us this information that we didn't have. So today, two items I want to talk to you about. I talked about the renewal of human body. Okay, so I went and checked online, and it is true, every 7 to 10 years, your entire body changes. That was the information I had back then. Okay. So somebody came to our house, and I was talking to her about this, and I said, did you know that every 7 to 10 years, all of your cells in your body, they are replaced in new cells? And she's actually a biologist. And so she said, except your eyelids. And she said, they are there from your birth to your death. They never change. Okay? And it was news to me. So what I did was I went ahead and again I researched it. Okay, I didn't take a word for it. I went and find out for myself. As you are responsible. Okay, every one of us is responsible to disseminate information which is correct and true, not something which is wrong. So we have now the ability, and the information is literally at our fingertips. We don't have to go to a library to find these things out. We can find it on our desktop or our laptop or our whatever your phone, okay, your smartphone. You can find these things out. So I went in there and I checked it, and lo and behold, let's see, is that it? Yeah. It says on average, the cells in your body are replaced every 7 to 10 years. That's the information we had. But the numbers hide a huge variability in lifespan across the different organs of the body. The neutrophil cells, a type of white blood cells, might only last 2 days, while the cells in the middle of your eye lenses will last your entire life. Can you imagine that? Okay? So, now you see, when God says in the Quran in chapter 24, which is called the light, okay? Tell the believing men to subdue their eyes. Tell the believing women to subdue their eyes. Can you imagine now? This is what God is telling us here, and this is the information that we have today. And today our responsibility is higher because those cells will never be replaced. The information that's not transmitted anymore. Remember we talked about that? That when the new cells are coming in there, the cells, they have the same age. So your wrinkles are not going to go away because they're replaced. Information is going across those cells and tell that cell how old it's supposed to be. Okay? Is it supposed to be a cancerous cell or non-cancerous cell? Okay? Those subatomic particles know that, so they have the information. In this case, there is no middleman. If you do sin, that is going to be with you. So, let's make fun about the religions. Read the Bible a little bit. Well, the Bible is full of mistakes. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Okay? Why should you read that? Okay, here. So I go to that, and I'll go ahead and let's see. There it is. Oops. Yeah. The New International Version. Okay, it says, and if your eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you to enter life with one eye than to have two eyes and be thrown in the fire of hell. This is Jesus talking in Matthew. Okay, and there's a reference here, Matthew 18:9. Okay. When God says we gave the prophets wisdom and knowledge, as though this man knew 2,000 years ago that that's exactly what happens. Because your eyes, they have that information if they have sinned. Okay? It says, the New Living Translation, if your eye causes you to sin, gouge it out and throw it away. It's better to enter eternal life with only one eye than to have two eyes and be thrown into the fire of hell. Okay? This was a puzzle for me. I've known this for a long time. Okay? It was a puzzle. I said, why is he so harsh? It's not harsh. Okay? He had wisdom and knowledge. I didn't. Simple as that. Because God gave him that. Okay? Now, tonight, don't ask me if Prophet Muhammad knew the theory of relativity. Okay, please. Okay? I'm not going to answer those kind of questions. So what I'm telling you is that this is what we know today. But in looking at those things, looking at those verses now, you see the wisdom that God is transmitting to people. Now, we know that today. We know that we have to subdue our eyes. Both men and women. We have to subdue our eyes. That takes a completely different dimension now. These verses completely, revolutionize in our eyes, in our mind, in our hearts. Okay. We understand now the meaning of these things, how important this is. Okay. Because of the knowledge that we have today that we didn't have this morning, or last week, or 2 weeks ago. Okay. So, as I said, I discussed, if you go to a court of law, okay, you know what hearsay is? Hearsay means that you were not there. You heard it from somebody else, and that person told you that, and now you are divulging that information to the court. They call that hearsay. This is not hearsay. These cells are not going to go away. The ones in the middle of your eyelids are not going to go away. They are going to be there for the rest of your life, from the beginning to the rest of your life. And you've sinned with those eyes, okay? If you looked at something that you're not supposed to, if you did not subdue your eyes, let's put it that way, okay? You are in trouble because this is not hearsay anymore. The information is there, and it's not transmitted from one to another one. It's the same thing. Okay? That's why God says you have to have 4 eyewitnesses. Okay? In the case of adultery, you have to have 4 eyewitnesses. Can you imagine that? All of these verses now, as I said, it takes an immense dimension in our minds. It should. And we, as far as we are concerned, what we have to do is we have to appreciate God's greatness. Okay? When He tells us something, He's telling us the truth. He's not just saying this because, He wants to do something that He's arrogant and everything, and He wants us to just follow things blindly. No, not anymore. Not anymore. We have these things. There are studies now. People have looked at these things. The information is right there at our fingertips. We don't have to go ask somebody. Okay? We don't have to go to a library to be battling traffic or something, okay? And then you go there and the book is checked out or something and you don't have it. And you don't have to put up with those kind of things anymore. The information is there. So today, let's become a better person according to what I just said. Okay? So we should, what we should do is we should subdue our eyes, both men and women. Okay? That's what God is telling us. If we don't do that, then we have problems with 18:9. Matthew 18:9, we have problems with the Quran, we have problems with everybody. Okay? And we're still riding the horse of ignorance into oblivion. So may God continues this huge blessing upon us, and so we can actually learn more from this and from our mistakes. And again, we have to ask God to forgive us. Okay. So we must become a better servant of God this afternoon than what we were before. Immensely. Okay? Not just a little bit, immensely for what we know today. Okay? So I'm going to stop here and we'll finish this unit. Allahul Kabir.